In boxing, a mental chess match is being played between the fighters with the goal of creating openings to land punches. High-level boxers usually don't present obvious openings in their defense, so doing things that either manipulate their defense or doing things that bait out punches you could then counter are examples of creating openings. One of the most effective ways of creating openings is mixing up or varying your offense. For example, here Fabio Wardley comes in with a jab, and Joseph Parker manages to parry it just enough to make it barely miss. Avoiding punches just enough to make them barely miss works very well because it keeps you in position to quickly counter, and that's exactly what Parker does. He immediately counters with a jab of his own. This is a catch and shoot counter from Parker. And so we're going to see Wardley vary his offense this time. He comes in with a jab again, but this time it's just a tap jab. He doesn't commit with this jab because he knows Parker may try to catch and shoot with his jab again. So you see Parker parry the tap jab and then go for the counter jab again. Wardley is able to slip the counter since, again, he didn't commit with his jab, and then he counters Parker's counter. Beautiful variation of offense from Wardley. Just a few seconds later, Wardley mixes up his offense off the jab again. We see the tap jab from Wardley, baits out the catch and shoot from Parker, as you see he catches the jab and is already coming with a counter jab. This time Wardley slips to the inside, and then comes over the top with a right hand to counter Parker's counter. And one more time, Wardley shoots the tap jab to bait out the counter jab. Wardley slips the expected jab counter to the inside again, and then counters with the right hand over the top, this time slipping and countering much quicker so that he catches Parker before he has a chance to pull away. This allows Wardley to land flush on the top of Parker's head, stunning him badly. So you see how mixing up his offense or varying his offense off of his jab allowed Wardley to create openings to land punches, instead of having his jab defended and countered all night. Conversely, let's take a look at an example of not varying offense. Wardley would attack the body often with body jabs and 1-2 combinations. In this sequence, he shoots a 1-2 to the body, and Parker steps back from it. Wardley automatically rolls under a potential counter left hook as he comes back into his stance. However, Parker observes this and makes a mental note that Wardley will roll under to get back into his stance whether a counter is coming or not. So later that round, we see Wardley doesn't vary his offense and goes with the same 1-2 combination to the body. This time Parker doesn't step back. He changes levels with Wardley to block the punches. This is to keep himself in range so that he could counter after the punch. Just like last time, Wardley automatically rolls under to avoid a potential counter as he comes back into his stance. The problem is he's a sitting duck and can't do much until he's back in his stance. The only reliable way Wardley can defend himself here is if he steps in to smother Parker. Even if he tries to step back, Parker is close enough that he could just follow Wardley out with a punch and still hit him. But because Wardley doesn't smother or clinch, he's wide open, and Parker nails him with a right hand that stuns him bad. A simple adjustment from Parker, punishing Wardley for not varying his offense. Except at the very end of the fight, Wardley does change it up, and we see him shoot the jab low, changing levels, and then instead of shooting the straight right to the body, he switches it up and shoots it to the head. Parker was already exhausted by this point in the fight, so he would have gotten hit either way, but this low-high mix-up not only mixes up his offense, but also doesn't leave him as a sitting duck as he brings his head back up the way he would have when he shoots to the body. As always, thank you all for watching, and remember to subscribe if you like my content, and special thanks to my GOAT tier patrons, Jason Maheenan, Grant Gabriel, Albert Chen, Jesus Galindo, Nyan Valdez, MSM Neal, RC, Daniel Contreras, Jacob McMillan, Braden Sosa, Defensive Genius, David Castro, Malik, and CJ Huang. You guys keep the channel going, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Thank you all for watching.